Is there like a curation of the room you're in, or is there different music you're listening to? Like, how do you get into flow?
I do listen to a lot of music, especially if I'm editing and there's no sound. There's a YouTube playlist that I listen to called Book Club Radio. They put together these really good kind of EDM mixes that are just really good to vibe to. So music is a big part of my day and just kind of setting my mental state for the week and helping me to kind of get into a bit of a rhythm. Honestly, when I'm editing, if there's sound involved or, I'm, cutting vocals and whatnot, it's just going to be the sound. But even that alone kind of gives me focus because I really get sucked into, whatever story I'm trying to tell and trying to find creative ways of making it engaging.
All right, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Meet the Expletives, where we meet people from within Expel. We call our employees expletives because we're weird. Absolutely. All right, today we have Hafsah Mijinyawa, who is joining us, who is, what's your title? I don't even know your title, Hafsah. What's your title?
I'm a senior motion designer now.
Senior motion designer, but the reality is she does a whole lot more than motion design. Hafsah is the mastermind behind a lot of our videos. In fact, this very series, Hafsah has been involved with the tooling and getting everything right, editing, and all of that jazz. Does a lot of our explainer videos and whatnot within Expel. We're fired up to have you on today, Hafsah. Are you fired up?
I'm really fired up. I'm excited to be on the show, and thanks for having me. I think this has been a really fun series. It's been cool to watch it develop, and I've been learning so much about our fellow expletives and colleagues across the company through it.
So everybody knows your name, and everybody knows your title at this point, but introduce yourself.
Brief overview of Hafsah. Well, I am from many places, but for now, I'm from Ypsilanti, Michigan. That's where I've been living for the past 10 plus years. I bought a little condo here, so I guess I'm settled in for a spell. I've been a graphic designer for the majority of my career. I think I have one of those weird edge cases where I went to school to do a thing, and now I have a career doing that exact same thing. So that really worked out for me.
It's truly an edge case these days.
That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. So it's been a lot of fun. It's kind of perfect for me. My background has always been as somebody who was interested in storytelling. As a kid, I loved film. I loved reading. I loved science fiction narratives, nonfiction narratives, all that kind of stuff. I just really loved the idea of being able to world build with your imagination. When I got to school, I took some of those skill sets and began to dabble in illustration, graphic design, making posters for events and whatnot. And then I kind of dovetailed into the world of tech. My very first tech company specialized in MFA, multi-factor authentication, and I was part of a creative team there. And that was really where I learned how to kind of practically apply my design skill sets to more corporate storytelling, and particularly within the cybersecurity realm.
It is a great story. That's exactly right. And to be clear, also, Hafsah, she was at Duo, which had quite the iconic brand. And if you remember any of the stuff that Duo was doing and continues to do, but especially did pre-Cisco acquisition, they had some unbelievably fun creative work coming out of that shop. So
100%. That was a really fun place to work. Like as a creative, we really tried to push the bar a little bit in terms of what can be done with, not just branding and security, but marketing and security. And I think I like to think we do a little bit of that here at Expel as well.
What drew you to Expel? You've already kind of hit on this a little bit, but what kind of drew you in, and what's your favorite part of working here?
Authenticity drew me to Expel from the very start. So it did come very well recommended to me by people, not just people who worked here, but people who knew of the company and knew of what it was building. And I was kind of hyped up on this, whole idea of building cybersecurity products that just work and that customers can grow to not just use, but to love. And that's really what drew me to Expel, was hearing a continuation of that story that I had kind of heard while I was at Duo. I think our product has a really great story to tell. It is something that is built with love, and it's built for a real need. I think there is a need in the cybersecurity realm to have products that just work, that are easy to onboard, and that meet the customer where they are. And I think that we really do this well, hopefully from a technical perspective, also from just a branding and a product storytelling perspective.
Yeah, that's so good. To hit on that theme, that our our executive team, all they're just a bunch of security nerds that are trying to help other security nerds, and so I do appreciate the fact that because they've lived it and they have this lived experience, they can empathize with the people that we're trying to partner with. Give us a day in the life, Hafsa. I you do a lot of different things, so I don't even know if there is. It seems to be a recurring theme. That when we interview people for these, there really is no set kind of day in the life. But give us your best shot. Just throw it
Best
out
shot.
there.
No, absolutely. Day in the life. I mean, every day is slightly different, but I'll say every day starts with coffee. First and
Yes.
foremost, most important is coffee.
Amen. Amen.
After you have copy, maybe you open your laptop a little bit and look to see what you got going on for the week.
Maybe.
Maybe,
Maybe.
maybe optional, completely optional. We have a lot of different projects in flight as a creative team and obviously as a content team. A lot of my work kind of crisscrosses both creative, things that product marketing has going on, stuff that content has going on. I have a multimedia skill set, so I'm lucky that I'm able to support from a couple of different areas. So, if there's blog graphics that come in, I can help support with that. If we have presentations that need to be designed, we have diagrams, I can support that. And then obviously, sort of the video projects that we have going on, I help to lead that from ideally kind of from a content phase all the way to pre-production and then post-production. We have an awesome social media leader who puts up all of the awesome stuff that you see on our LinkedIn and our X accounts. And so sometimes if you see GIFs and videos, that's where I've kind of stepped in to help support.
Do you have any we're really going off script here, but I'm just curious. Like, do you have any like ideal creative state? How do you get into flow?
Flow state? That's a great question. I do listen to a lot of music. I mean, I usually have like a little playlist going on in the background, especially if I'm editing and there's no sound. There's a YouTube playlist that I listen to called Book Club Radio. You can put that in
Oh
the notes.
yeah,
But
that's
they
right.
put together these really good kind of EDM mixes that are just really good to vibe to. So music is a big part of my day and just kind of setting my mental state for the week and helping me to kind of get into a bit of a rhythm. Honestly, when I'm editing, I don't like if there's sound involved or I'm cutting vocals and whatnot. It's just going to be the sound, but even that alone kind of gives me focus because I really get sucked into whatever story I'm trying to tell and trying to find creative ways of making it engaging.
Yeah. Sometimes I know that I'm in the zone because if my wife is sitting nearby, I start breathing really heavily.
And
and
she turns
she's
over, she's like, what's going on
she
over
she
there?
really does.
It's
She's like, "Can you stop breathing so heavily?" And I'm like, "That's easier said than done
easier
because I
said.
don't even realize that I'm breathing this
It's
heavily."
the oxygen. You need more oxygen to your brain to
That's right.
keep the
I
focus
mean, it's
going.
true, man. It's like AI. It's just demanding a lot of
Yes,
electricity. That's why I live in the. It's
exactly.
why I work out of this shed where nobody can hear me breathing really heavily. I don't think maybe they still can.
Maybe,
That'd be a
maybe.
problem if they could. Oh, this is a good one. I love this one. What's something a lot of people don't know about you? Do you have a hidden talent or maybe know someone famous?
All right, I'll talk a little bit about my motorcycles because here's the thing: I don't want to be one of those people that makes a motorcycle their entire personality. But so I will say I learned to so for the very first time back in gosh, it was like 2022, 2023. I took a basic rider course, which allows you to get an endorsement to ride a motorcycle legally on the street, and it was kind of a life changing experience in a way because I'd never had any prior interest in riding a motorcycle. And it was unexpectedly difficult. Like the class was kind of hard because I don't know if any, for those of you who don't ride motorcycles, it's kind of a full body experience, right? Every part of you has to be super aware, in order to ride safely. Some people don't ride very aware and it kind of comes across. But if you're fully focused and, you're doing what you need to do, it can be kind of a Zen experience. So learning to ride a motorcycle actually kind of helped my mental state and, the past couple of years with everything going on, it's been something I can kind of dip my head into and, just go out, go for a nice long ride, enjoy the outdoors, go places that I've never been before in Michigan. It's been a great way to adventure, and yeah, I think I've learned a few things along the way. So I don't know if it's talent, since lots of people can do it, anybody can do it, but it's been great for me to learn.
No, that's an excellent answer. All right, we're coming up on the end of this here. We
Oh,
have this tradition where I grab this trusty Expel mug here. There it is. And I pull a very important question out of here. So we start off some of our meetings by asking very important questions, and they are indeed very important. Here's my very important question for you. If animals could talk, which one would be the rudest?
geese.
Oh, the
I think it's
geese.
geese. I
The
don't There's
geese.
something rude about geese. I don't know.
Oh,
And we have a lot of geese in my area, which is why it's the first thing that comes to mind. Like I was driving, so I was running an errand, I was driving, and there were these two like giant geese just like right in the middle of the road, and they wouldn't move. And I'm not gonna run birds over, that's not my thing, but they were kind of side-eyeing me and looking at me the whole time. And so I'm like getting closer and closer, and they're not moving, and I'm getting closer, and then finally they kind of decide to like part a little bit, like, all right, fine, you're trying to get through. And I don't know, it's just it's an attitude problem. I think geese have an attitude problem that is pervasive, and I don't understand it. Like,
the
just be chill.
audacity, the
Truly,
audacity of these geese.
truly.
Let me tell you my geese story, Hafsa. My interview with Ethan Chin on very important questions. We actually started talking about geese. You'll have to go look. And I was talking about the geese in my local park, and you go there to feed them bread. And it's like, hey, I'm gonna go spend my precious hard-earned money to
Why?
buy this loaf of bread, and you start feeding it to them, and they're
Yeah,
just mean to you.
yeah.
Like, would you not be more thankful for this bread I'm giving
Like,
you? What are you
truly.
doing?
It's a
Yeah,
gift, and you're gonna nip at people? You're gonna, like, run after them? You're gonna poop on the ground? Like, come on.
that's a great answer. All right, hey, this was great. Great catching up here on this episode of Meet the Expletives. Oh yeah, I like that. That's good. Hafsa, thank you for joining us. It was great. It was great to hear about your journey, and we're glad you're here with us.
I
So.
love it. Rock and roll.